some point in every student's life comes a moment, that moment that he just dreads from the bottom of his soul. He just dreads it. It's when the teacher says, "Okay, kids, time for popcorn reading." Yes, popcorn reading. I don't know why they call it popcorn reading. It has nothing to do with popcorn. It just makes you hungry. But it's when we all read a textbook. Those fun textbooks. Read it, and one person reads one paragraph, and another person reads another paragraph, another person reads another paragraph. It's quite fun. While you're popcorn reading, you can always tell who doesn't read very good. Usually, if you don't read very good, it's a result of a lack of reading a ton of books. You know how that is? A flood of Spanish settlers and missionaries followed the conquistadors to Spain's new empire. Wherever they went, they established colonies, claiming the... And it takes them half an hour to read one freaking paragraph. You'd think that these kids would be different, that they'd be made fun of and stuff like that because they read slow. But no. And the reason is because all the kids read like that. Like almost every kid reads like that. And they take a half hour for a freaking paragraph. And so then if you actually do read it smoothly and fairly fast, you're the different one. And it's really quite annoying because everyone looks at you weird because you actually say it smoothly and correctly. That's why it's really not enjoyable to read from the textbook. That's why I have devised a way. Yeah, excuse me. That's why I have devised a way to get out of it. Now when you normally read it, you're just like, by the mid-1500s, Spain claimed a vast empire stretching from California to South America, and that's how you normally read it. But if you sort of tweak it a bit so it's annoying, then not only will your teacher cut your reading time short, but he'll never pick on you again for the rest of the year. The first way to tweak it into annoyingness is to read it enthusiastically. That's right, enthusiastically. It's extremely annoying, and people hate it. It's awesome. Spain was determined to maintain strict control over its empire. To achieve this goal, the king set up the Council of the Indies to pass laws for the colonies. He also appointed viceroys, or representatives, who ruled in his name in each province. Lesser officials and audiencias, or advisory councils of Spanish settlers, helped the viceroy rule. The Council of the Indies in Spain closely monitored these colonial officials to make sure that they did not assume too much authority. They hate it when you do it enthusiastically. I don't know what it is, but enthusiasm, it doesn't work with school. It's weird how that is. But it can be sometimes tricky. And so that's why there are also other ways. There is what I like to call the answering machine. Spain was determined to maintain strict control over its empire. To achieve this goal, the king set up the Council of the Indies to pass laws for the colonies. He also appointed viceroys, or representatives, who ruled in his name in each province. Lesser officials and audiencias, or advisory councils of Spanish settlers, helped the viceroy rule. The Council of the Indies in Spain closely monitored these colonial officials to make sure they did not assume too much authority. That is probably one of the most annoying ones ever, and it's fun to do too. Also, the easier one, which is like what I like to call the slow speech. Spain was determined to maintain strict control over its empire. To achieve this goal, the king set up the Council of the Indies to pass laws for the colonies, and you just keep getting slower and slower and slower, and you keep making pauses in between every other word, and sometimes in between words. And then when your teacher says, "Wait up, buddy, you're going too slow," you can do this one. Spain was determined to maintain strict control of the empire. To achieve this goal, the king set up a council of Indies to pass laws for the colony. He also appointed vice representatives to rule in the name of each province. And you just keep going faster and faster until you get into those towns. And I promise you, you will never get picked on to do popcorn reading again. Never. 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 That's why it's really not enjoyable to read from the textbook. So, I've decided